So anyways, Taylor Swift, I feel like the reason that I want to talk about her is because obviously she's been like everywhere recently, all around the media, and she's become this like this almost like this sensation. You'd almost now put her, by the way that people are talking, is like at the level of like Michael fucking Jackson
I was going
or
to say,
something
I
like
think,
that.
isn't she the Michael Jackson of our era now?
That's what people are saying, but I haven't seen her live. I don't listen to her stuff. I'm a little bit confused of the whole thing because I felt like she was always obviously popular and huge, but it's like, don't you reckon in like the last 6 months or something, it's kind of got to a level where people are just losing their fucking minds?
It was only when she went on tour. It was like all of a sudden it's like, you like Taylor Swift? Yeah.
Yeah, she's okay.
Yeah.
She's okay.
She has a few one of those, those
and then
songs.
like now,
I just picture purple for some reason.
purple?
Purple.
What do you mean?
Just purple.
Oh, like just from the one, is that from the
main
trailer?
Song, the first song she ever made.
What's one of her songs? So yeah, the reason that I wanted to like talk about it, I was like, first of all, is like, why has she just ended up this fucking huge thing, and it feels like it's come out of nowhere. But then like the second thing, I want to show you a few videos because I feel like it'll paint a better picture of like what I'm going to talk about in a minute. Is like the fan relationship, like this idolization of musicians and celebrities and things like that. Like I wanted to kind of talk to you about it and see what your take was on it, on whether or not it's like, because I know you were never a big like poster on the wall girl.
I had Eminem. I liked Eminem.
Just lose it. You're a bit of a bad girl, were you? Like I had the Eminem poster.
Yeah.
Came
free in Dolly.
But yeah, you were never like a huge, like, you didn't like idolize celebrities when you were like growing up, did you? Like from memory? No. Like a lot of girls, like I know a lot, like even like my sister, like she sort of idolized celebrities and just thought they were the bomb, and a lot of younger people seem to go through that. And then now it looks like, and I know that like we've gone through this before. I mean, God, you've seen it with like Michael Jackson and stuff like that. Like this, the sort of shit that their fans used to do was insane.
Yeah, I was more of a Disney Channel girl.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon,
big Nickelodeon gal.
But like, how old was I?
Yeah, a little bit too old, I reckon. Don't you reckon?
Yeah.
When did you cut off Nickelodeon?
I don't know.
A little too late.
Yeah. Pretty late.
Pretty late. Like,
yeah.
What do you want to throw an age out there?
I don't remember.
A little too late. But yeah, actually, you know what? Before we get into whether or not it's like healthy or an unhealthy relationship and what our sort of like take is on it, I'll play a few videos and then I'll show you sort of like what we're dealing with here when it comes to like Taylor Swift fans. Fangals.
Okay.
So for a little bit of context here, this is, so you know how she released a movie this year and it was just like a concert.
We're going to watch that.
Well, are we going to end up Swifties?
After the movie, maybe. Maybe that's how it all happened.
It's part of it. You know, she's now...
Look, purple.
Oh, yeah. True. So for context, these clips here are of in the cinema where the movie was playing. In the cinema. So her concert movie, whatever it was, the Eras tour, it played in cinemas. That's not that. You're looking at me like that's...
No, they're all standing up. That's
what I'm saying. It turned into like a fucking mosh pit. But this is once the movie had ended. Oh, okay. And they're just singing to themselves. So I'll just play it for you. That is after the fucking... That's a cult. That's a fucking cult, in my opinion. So like that's that,
Like,
right?
good on 'em.
I mean, good on them. That's all good and fun.
If they're really young and happy girls, like doing that thing, that's
Young
fine.
happy girls,
Yeah.
like that's fine. I
my
think.
age.
Well, there was definitely. So this is where. So apparently, like because they were selling so many tickets, like Ticketmaster had like a meltdown, and like there were like these young girls that couldn't get their tickets, right?
Yeah, Australia like sold out in like I don't know, what, 3 seconds or something.
It was. That's what I mean. She's fucking, where is this popularity came from?
First, there was the anticipation. But when the queue opened up to finally buy tickets for Taylor Swift's upcoming stadium tour,
No, what just happened?
her fans, the Swifties, went from freaking out
Are you joking? What?
to melting down.
The tickets you have selected have been released.
The line has stopped moving. The website fully crashed. I waited in line for like 6 hours.
Now, Ticketmaster, the
Like-
company responsible for selling these tickets,
These girls are losing their fucking minds just because they can't get a ticket.
That would have ruined their week, I reckon.
They're weak. All right, we've got one more, and then we'll talk about it.
Taylor Swift fan in disbelief after family surprised her with Eras tour tickets.
That's good news. I know.
That's an insane forehead. I know I'm being very judgmental about looks, but that is insane, dude. Feels fake. The guy behind her. That dude is eating down in that suit. That boy is savoring that suit. Move the camera back over. It's a fake cry, dude. Dumbass fucking white suburban family in middle America. Train filled up with Taylor Swift fans.
You kind of get the point. It's like it's got to this level now where these girls are just like losing their fucking mind, and it's just been turned into. It's essentially a cult, right?
Surely.
It feels like a cult.
Feels like a cult. And like just well, that's what Michael Jackson had.
Yeah, it was, but like, yeah, I suppose it is. I suppose it is similar.
And like imagine Michael Jackson with the internet. There was no internet.
yeah, that's
like-
true.
Imagine Michael
But, like,
Jackson with the internet.
What I wonder is like whether or not that is like that idolization, like whether or not that's like a healthy thing for like, especially for young kids. Like that's what I always think about is like they have this fixation with. You right?
I really need a cough.
Real good. But yeah, these young kids have this like fixation with these celebrities, and like I don't know. To me, it just doesn't seem like a healthy thing for a growing mind.
Well, yeah, like what I can't relate at all. Like
No.
even if I seen a Disney chick or Keenan and Kel,
I
I'd like down the street. Probably the only person I have that with it would be like Justin Bieber, but I wouldn't do that.
No, that's what I mean. It's a different. There's obviously most people, if they came across like a mega celebrity, like there's just going to be that level of like, holy shit, like this is crazy. Like it's just, but these people have like it's like a different level to it because they just idolize them so much and they just
their
love
rage is,
them.
like, rage.
Yeah, like
they
I'd be
need to,
super
like-
curious to talk to a psychologist and just understand what that is, whether or not it's like healthy. It doesn't feel healthy
Doesn't
to me.
feel healthy at all.
No.
Like to like
Yeah.
turn.
Is that all the Swift? Is that a Swiftie fan? Like,
I love Swift.
yeah. To me, it doesn't feel healthy. But I mean, like, I don't know a ton
Is
about
she
it.
very?
But
I don't follow her. Is she very active online? Like, what is her so that might come back to her mission. Like,
so I think
is she helping young women with a voice or something like that?
I've got a few sort of like things that I've heard and like my own like sort of hypothesis, and it's like she's really playing the girl next door, right? Like she's not, and she writes all her own stuff. She doesn't have like ghostwriters or whatever, and she's always just talking about very relatable stuff, whether or not you're 10 years old or whether or not you're 35 years old, and it's usually about breakups and stuff like that. Something that young girls can always kind of relate to. And I think she's kind of became the voice for those people. And something that I think that she's done that is pretty smart is she never hypersexualized herself. So it's like when we're in the age of fucking Sam Smith wearing nipple tassels and dressing as a fucking devil, she's out there. She's kind of like, if you look at her, like she kind of dances a little bit lame. Like she's not this like standard, just like Beyonce or just like whatever.
Yeah, she's not shaking her booty and like doing all the
No,
things
like she
and
does a little bit, but she kind of does it a little bit like she's kind of like a lame kid at heart. And I think that is where those, it's like the,
Don't they nerds like us then?
well, hang on. Whoa.
But yeah, I get what you mean. It's more like she's there to give the people who don't have a voice, they feel like they have someone there on her side.
I think so, yeah.
And if you look at it as a brand perspective, she's doing all the things.
Yeah, so that's another thing that I only learnt recently when I was kind of looking into this, is like apparently she does a really good job of making her fans feel heard. So it's like if fans come to like a certain amount of concerts, I think she sends them out something. I think she has like an email list. She's always like looking out for her fans. She did the community thing really well. And I mean, it's fucking worked. She apparently, she's worth over $1 billion now. She sold like just on this Eras tour, $300 million worth of merch. Isn't that insane?
That's just merch.
Just merch. The tour itself as a whole grossed over $1 billion, which again, like I can't figure out why this tour in particular is so different to any other tour that either she's done or any other major artist or band has done in the past. It's like, why is this one the big $1 billion? It's now that I think it's the highest grossing tour ever was Elton John. I think she's number 2, and she could have potentially overtaken it since I last saw that stat. But I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Why now?
Well,
like
it must
why?
just be the sheer amount of fans, right?
Yeah, but it's
The hype.
she's done tours before.
Yeah,
Or you
but
just
I mean,
think it's
after
just the
COVID and,
accumulation.
Yeah, like she's built that brand
Yeah.
so strong that look at them. Like they're
Yeah, they're
so-
losing their fucking minds.
But just on the flip side, imagine going like
On the flip
being
side.
her.
Oh, mate.
You could not like. This is where my idea that I want to do is buy an island.
Goal.
Buy an island for famous people. Put really nice stuff on there, and no one can go there with no media except for famous people, and they just go there to live and hang out.
So it's like a zoo for celebrities,
Yeah.
and you can just do what you want.
Do
you
what
can,
you want.
They've got like grocery stores there, so it's like, because you know how you always hear it's like all these like major celebrities, and they're like, I just miss going to get a fucking carton of milk, because it's like I can't do that. And that's to go back to your point. I think that's something that like, and we've always talked about this. We've always found the whole topic pretty fascinating, because a lot of people would just look at a celebrity and go, you've got everything. You got hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. You've got millions of people around that just love you and adore you. You're looked at as like an idol. You've got all of the things, yet a lot of the times they're absolutely miserable. And I think
And
a lot of
lonelier than ever.
lonelier than ever,
Because as
because
soon as money gets involved, there is no friends. There is no, everyone, no matter how. And like, yeah, building an empire is so different to being just having a bit of money.
oh, massively different. And just like people don't realize, and I've heard this so many times now. I've heard, who was it? Jordan Peterson, someone that basically said that like, unless you've experienced some sort of fame, you do not understand. Like, it's one of those things that you just couldn't like complain to people about, because they'd just be like, hey man, you've got it all. But it's like, no, it's like it comes with so many negatives as well. Like, it's like, you think that it's cool having fans chase you around, you would get over it. And especially when you're like, like if you're just trying to eat, this is not the same thing, but I'll say it anyways. This is as close as I've got to being a celebrity. And it's like when Daisy was a puppy and we would go to the markets, and I'm like, I just want to walk through and get my food without getting bugged. But every second person was like, golden retriever. And it was like, it was cute and funny and stuff for the first like 10 minutes, but like an
You stopped
hour,
coming to the markets.
it was too much.
And that's imagine that on a worldwide scheme. So like my island, you can there's technology, but like there's no like I don't know cellular like so like phone. Well, I don't know how you would patrol it. But do you reckon a rich person would help me build this island? I reckon, and you make
Do you-
sure.
I
it's
feel like
a-
there's all. This would probably be already
We
a
don't
thing.
know about
We
it.
don't know. We're just not on the inner.
one day.
But yeah, maybe one day.
I just want to build the island. I don't care about the famous people.
Yeah, you just end up. You're like, you have the right intentions. You're like, I'm gonna really look after the famous people. You build the island, and you're like, I like this for myself.
I just want to build them a safe place. I don't want to actually see the famous people. I couldn't care less. I just want to build you a safe place so it feels like you can go get a carton of milk and then.
If
just be
there's
like-
ever been anyone who would be better suited to meet a famous person, that's probably you, because you. First of all, I think you've served Brad Pitt and you didn't know that you served Brad Pitt.
ask for his coffee name.
He would have been like,
He's like,
he would have been like, you were like, and just a name for that, and he would have been like, I have not been asked for my name in 30 years. You're like, a name,
he's like, Brad. Like, sweet.
and he was. You told me he was getting a takeaway coffee, and then he's like, after you said that, he's like, I might actually go and sit down.
He goes, instead of takeaway, can I make that done in?
It's like these people are idiots. They don't know who I am. Oh dear.